Today we're going to dive into the truly unique teachings of Master Cheonggong. It's a way of looking at the world that really tries to explain our place in the universe and offer humanity, a new way forward.
Okay, so let's just start with a question that I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. I mean, look around. We have more technology, more wealth, and more knowledge than at any point in history. And yet, so many of us feel this constant struggle, this sense of conflict, and just discontent. According to Master Cheonggong, there's a cosmic reason for this, and it's the central problem his entire philosophy is trying to solve.
So, what's the diagnosis for all this discontent? Well, Master Cheonggong's teachings suggest that our collective suffering comes from a really deep misunderstanding of who we are, and maybe more importantly, what era we're actually living in. It's like we're all trying to navigate a brand new world using a very, very old map.
For thousands and thousands of years, humanity was in what he calls the growth period. And you know what? This was a totally necessary phase. It was all about material development, about fulfilling our own individual wants and desires. You could almost think of it as a kind of cosmic childhood, driven by that simple phrase, I want. But here's the absolute crucial point. That period is over. It's finished. And the reason we feel so much friction today is that we keep acting like we're still in it.
And this brings us to a really core idea in these teachings, a distinction that kind of reframes our whole identity. According to Master Cheonggong, there are two fundamental states of being we can exist in. There's the human, which in Korean is In-gan, and then there's the person, or saram.
Just look at the contrast here. It's pretty stark. The human state, that's our past. It's an incomplete, almost animal-like stage that's motivated by personal greed. That was the engine that drove the whole growth stage. But the person state, that's our present and our future. It's a complete, fully actualized state where the entire motivation just flips from personal gain to the common good. We're talking about a fundamental shift from an animalistic nature to one that's, well, divine.
And this right here, this is the ideal. This is the goal. To be a person is to be fully realized. It means your purpose is no longer about what can I get, but what can I give. Your life becomes this vehicle for benefiting everyone around you, starting with your neighbors and expanding all the way out to the entire world.
So, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, this is a nice philosophical idea, but according to these teachings, this isn't just a philosophy. It's a description of a real cosmic event that has already happened. In a sense, humanity has already graduated.
Let's just walk through this timeline. For millennia, humanity was slowly evolving, getting to about 30% of its potential. Then, right after World War II, we hit the accelerator. We entered this rapid 70% growth period, an absolute explosion of material and intellectual development. But the date to circle here is December 21st, 2012. Master Cheonggong teaches that this was the exact moment the growth period ended. Since 2013, we have been living in a brand new age, the era of the person. The rules of the entire game have fundamentally changed.
And boom, here it is. This is the core of the diagnosis. All the turmoil we're seeing in the world today, the conflict, the anxiety, the hardship, it all comes from this one major mismatch. We have been, as a species, upgraded to the status of person, but most of us are still trying to operate with the old, greedy software of the human. It's like trying to run a brand new supercomputer on an operating system from the 90s. It's just not going to work. It's going to crash.
So, if the old software is obsolete, what's the new program we're supposed to be running? Well, Master Cheonggong presents the Hongik philosophy as the new operating system for this era of the person. The term actually comes from a traditional Korean concept, Hongik In-gan, which basically means to broadly benefit all humankind.
And this isn't about some abstract pie-in-the-sky idea. It's a practical, daily framework. A true person is someone who constantly orients their life around these four questions. Every action, every decision you make is guided by how it can serve others on a bigger and bigger scale. It completely reorients your purpose from looking inward to looking outward.
And here's the beautiful paradox at the heart of it all. You might think, well, if I'm always living for other people, what about me? The answer is, by focusing on others, your own life is automatically taken care of. The universe sorts it out. All that worry and concern just falls away because your purpose is finally aligned with the new nature of reality.
Okay, let's wrap this up by looking at the cosmic implications of all this, because it actually goes way beyond just our own personal well-being. Master Cheonggong uses the concepts of waves and frequencies to explain how the way we live literally impacts everything. So,
Get this. Every thought and every action we take emits what he calls a patong, a wave or a frequency. A life lived like a human, driven by greed and self-interest, sends out this low-quality, distorted frequency. But a life lived as a person, for the common good, that emits a pure, clear, and incredibly powerful frequency.
And the power of this person frequency is, well, it's profound. It's not just about finding your own personal peace and joy. When enough people start emitting this pure frequency, the effects become cosmic. Master Cheonggong teaches that this collective positive energy can create real harmony right here on Earth, that it can shake the very fabric of the universe, and can even move the heart of the divine itself. That's why this individual shift in our consciousness matters on a scale we can barely imagine.
So we'll end on this thought. According to this teaching, the great shift has already happened. The upgrade is complete. We are, right now, living in the era of the person. The choice before each and every one of us is no longer if we will change, but how we will align ourselves with that change. So the only question left is, what frequency will you choose to send out into the world?